Astonishing X-Men begins with Kitty Pryde arriving at Xavier's school, which has reopened having been destroyed. The morning after, Cyclops and Emma are seen in bed together, which angers Wolverine. They later receive a scolding by Beast. Cyclops, however, says that they're a team, and it's time to start returning to that once more. A geneticist named Kavita Rao unveils a cure to mutation, which will change the future of mutants. Meanwhile, a mysterious gang hold a group of people hostage at an art gallery. The X-Men are called into action and arrive to fight them. The leader is revealed to be Ord from the planet Breakworld. However, he departs midway through the battle. The team then learn about the mutant cure, with many members of the team believing that the government will force it upon mutants. They also discuss Ord too. Later, Beast meets with Kavita Rao, who gives Beast the cure to analyze. The next day, Ord and Kavita Rao, who are revealed to be in league together, argue about Beast having the cure. On a S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, Cyclops confronts Nick Fury about the guns last seen with Ord and his gang. Fury reveals that he is watching the X-Men very closely. After the two begin to argue, Beast analyzes the cure. However, Wolverine argues with Beast, resulting in a fight. Emma calls them into the danger room, where they plan their next move. Later, Beast uncovers a file that reveals Kavita Rao may have one of their own that Kavita Rao is using to test on. The X-Men break into Bentech, whilst Ord goes to the X-Mansion to find the Shadowcat goes down to the sub-basement, where she finds a long-thought-dead Colossus. The X-Men are held hostage, with Kavita Rao storming in and trying to help the X-Men, who have been injured. The X-Team, however, defeat the Strike Team, but Ord appears, closely followed by Colossus and Kitty. Colossus defeats Ord and is just about to kill him until S.H.I.E.L.D. turn up. It's revealed that Ord is a diplomat who has been pardoned by S.H.I.E.L.D. A sword agent named Agent Bram reveals a prophecy regarding a mutant who will supposedly destroy Breakworld. Kavita Rao then reveals that Ord has kidnapped a child. The X-Men and S.H.I.E.L.D. give chase. Who is the mutant who will destroy Ord's world, and will the X-Men be able to prevent a war? I got this book from Comic-Con. This is one of my Comic-Con reviews. I would just like to give a shout out to Shades of Night and Coolio for recommending this book. They were the ones who recommended me this story. They are a very, very, very good reviewers. They always have such interesting stuff, and yeah, go check them out. They're such good people, and very interesting to listen to as well. So a huge thank you for the recommend. First, this is a perfect book. This story is so Whedon. some of Whedon's humour really plays out throughout the book. Throughout the book series. And especially with this book. And Whedon actually does a very, very good job with illustrating the team dynamics in the book. Like, because every character sounds like the character, just Whedonized. That's not even a word, but it should be. Whedonized. Yeah, I loved how the team communicated with one another. They sort of felt like a family, really. Or just a bunch of really, really good friends. And I like that each member of the X-Men got a chance to shine in some very good ways in the book. Like, no team member was better than another team member. Like, his character like Beast, he actually has a very interesting character development throughout this volume. And I especially liked the bits with Scott. I liked the bits with Emma, and I liked the bits with Kitty. Everyone in this volume got a chance to shine. However, I did feel that there was too much infighting happening in this team. And I think the whole infighting amongst team members took away some valuable panel time to maybe perhaps expand on certain parts of the story that needed expanding on. Such as a lot of characterization with Ord would have been really, really appreciated. A lot more of how the cure was developed could have been really, really, could have been expanded on more. And I think too much of the story was taken up by infighting amongst team members who technically have worked together before. That was the only thing that I had a problem with. One of the things that I found interesting was how Scott Summers was starting to develop his own thoughts about mutants and about where they are in society. And you do sort of see shades of the Scott Summers we're seeing now in, just to see the shades of him developing into what we see in Avengers vs. X-Men and Uncanny Now, All New X-Men, etc. I thought his relationship with Emma Frost was interesting. I think the couple is a nice couple. I don't think it's a very healthy couple, though. I have never been a big Scott and Emma fan. And I actually argue that Scott should just basically stay away from any and all telepaths. Because I still don't get the allure of Emma Frost as a character. I think she's a bit better in Uncanny X-Men. But Emma as a character, I've always had a problem with. As for the villain, Ord was a bit generic, in my opinion. He's an interesting villain, don't get me wrong, but I think he was also a bit generic as well. And I think that was, again, purely because Whedon spent too much time having team members fight each other rather than give some interesting background to characters like Ord, who maybe perhaps could have been expanded on and made into a better villain. That being said, Ord is actually is a very good Whedon creation. And it's very much how Whedon would present one of his big bads. I also like the diversity amongst the mutant community. There's this big shot with well, not big, but there's this shot with the mutants all lining up to have the cure, and I really like the interesting designs of all these different mutants, trying to go for the cure. And I just thought that was really, really interesting. Kavita Rao, who creates this cure, was very interesting as well. I liked how she wasn't necessarily evil. I think she's one of the many, many people who just does not understand the mutant community. And what I find interesting about her is that she actually wants to help mutants. But like I said, she doesn't understand the mutant community. And she takes such a scientific approach into helping them. And I just found that really, really interesting. That sort of taking that biomedical approach to a problem and not really understanding the group of people you're treating or trying to help. I also liked that there were other branches in S.H.I.E.L.D. and I was introduced to Sword in this volume. And they sort of act like S.H.I.E.L.D., to be perfectly honest, but I liked the different branches of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I liked how Nick Fury interacted with Agent Brand of Sword. I also like the fact that, no offense to Samuel L. Jackson and the Ultimate line of comics, but I really like the fact that Nick Fury was white. I have no problem against the black version. I like both versions. But white Nick Fury just was more interesting to see, because we're sort of trying to bring out, because we see black Nick Fury so often. Seeing a different skin tone was interesting. I would give this comic about 4 out of 5. Well worth picking up, and just such a good issue, particularly if you're an X-Men lover and a Whedon lover.